So good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's session. Today, the session would be basically on acceptance. And why acceptance, I'll share it after this, our rituals of gratitude and practicing and calming ourselves, relaxing ourselves. So we start by expressing our gratefulness to Mother Universe, to the Supreme Power, and to anyone and everyone whom we want to express our gratitude. So we fold our hands in silence and with reverence. We express our gratefulness. Thank you. So Shubhajit, welcome after a long time. Happy to see the developments at Shurul. Good morning, Momita. Good morning, Alaknanda.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
So we, after the practice of rituals of gratitude, we get into the practice of relaxing ourselves. There's a music which I will be playing, and I would be guiding you to the relaxing your mind and body. Just confirm that you can listen to the music.
We can hear the music.
Thank you, Alaknanda, for confirmation. To request everyone to listen to the music. Focus on the music. And as you focus on the music, take a deep breath. Ask your body to relax, ask yourself to relax. Relax yourself, relax your head, your ears, relax your forehead. Let the relaxation now flow to your cheeks, to your ears, chin, muscles around your eyes and jaws. Be aware of any sensation that might be there on your face. And let the relaxation now flow to your chest and to your hands. You can move your hands a bit, wiggle your fingers, drop your shoulders, relax your waist. And just be aware of any tightness that might be there in your chest, any sensation that might be there in your hands. And relax. That's right. And as you listen to my voice and to the music, naturally you're getting more and more relaxed. Let the relaxation now move to your stomach and abdomen. You can feel your belly moving up and down along with your breath. That's right. And as you have now relaxed the upper part of your body, let the relaxation now move to your waist and hips. To your thighs, knees, calf muscles, and shin bone. Relaxed top of your feet, your toes. Feel the calmness. Your breathing has now slowed down. You are now aware of any sensation that might be there in your body. Focus at the back of your shoulders. Relax your shoulders. And let the relaxation flow to the top of your hips. Relaxing the muscles around your spine. That's right. Take a deep breath once again. And as I count from 5 to 1, get more and more relaxed. Fully conscious of your body, getting more and more relaxed. 5, 4, set in a deep mode of relaxation. 4, 3, 4, more and more relaxed. 2, 1. Be in this state for some time. Be in this state for some moments. Wonderful. Feel the touch of your hands on your legs or the sole of your feet touching the ground. Do a feel out micro hit. Thank you. Gently open your eyes. Look around you. And as I switch off the music, listen to the external sounds. Focus on the external sounds. That's right. Om Shanti. Thank you. Thank you for relaxing your mind and body. So welcome once again, all of you. Welcome Lopamudra, Kakuli Madam, Shonali, Kunal. to the session. And as we open up the session, today's topic of acceptance. Why acceptance? I would just share in a moment. Acceptance, I have seen, has been a major cause of concern in the life of individuals, in the mind of individuals. So I have been dealing with some teenagers, and I have been dealing with their parents. I have been discussing lives with some of the youth of today, and I can see a major part, the major concern of theirs is that they are not being accepted as they want to be in the society, or their words are not accepted, or their philosophy is not accepted. It can be of any age, and that is causing a concern to them, especially in the after the pandemic, post-pandemic. This has increased ever since the pandemic has spread in the world. There is about 70 to 75% of the people, and it can be us also, who are suffering from depression, anxiety, stress, generally from a lack of self-trust or lack of self-image, which is actually generated from the lack of acceptance which they think. It can be self-acceptance, it can be acceptance by other. So I open up this session for all of us to understand what acceptance is, how can we help each other in accepting ourselves and accepting others, what leads to acceptance. And I have got certain certain theories, certain philosophies, which I will share with you. But before that, I would like to understand from you, what is your thought on acceptance and how we can help each other. So over to you. Anyone can start. What do you think is acceptance and how it can help each other in living a better life, and we can be better ourselves?
Acceptance is something.
Your voice is not audible, Momita. There is a background noise.
Acceptance is something. Understanding what I am, accepting actually what I am, and the state I am into. Just accepting that.
Is everyone able to hear her?
নো 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 শোনা যাচ্ছে না
Momita, there is a background noise of the fan, I think, which is. There was a background noise of the fan. Yeah, okay. Fair. You can type it. You can actually type it so that we understand you can't help. So you can type it on the chat. Okay. Anyone else who would want to? So what Momita said, what I could hear is acceptance is what Momita just mentioned is that accepting one's own self as it is, as they are. That's what she said. I think that I heard it right. What Shubhajit is saying is accepting, taking things as it is, right? So both Momita and Shubhajit say it is as it is. What is as it is? What is this as it is that we are talking about? Why is there so much depression? Why is there so much anxiety? Why is there so much the way it comes to us? Now, what is that that is disturbing us? Why are few likes of Facebook disturbing us? Why are expectation of other people disturbing us? Why is it happening now? Sonali, Debashish, Snehaji, Sanjayji, Kunal, Lopa, Oloknanda, open it up to you to discuss this and to share. There are certain very startling facts which are coming up in the world today. There are more and more people who are getting engrossed with themselves, cutting them off from the outer world. How do we help these people? How do we help each other first? Yes. Mojit, you can say also, so that would help us to make it more interactive.
পার্থদা বলবো না
হ্যাঁ
মিস্টার
নিশ্চয়ই,
শুভজিৎ আছে?
নো প্লিজ সে বলুন।
So
বলুন।
acceptance is like, you know, unconditionally accepting myself, like whatever I am, or unconditionally accepting the others also. Or whenever I'm, you know, interacting with others or talking to others, I should not judge them from my frame of reference. Rather, I should try to understand them from their reality perspective. So I think that would make it easier both for us and to understand and have a, you know, understand others better.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Aloknanda. I'll give you an example. So there is a young boy who thinks himself to be non-binary. You all understand what is non-binary, right? Non-binary means he's a male, but he thinks that he's not a male. He's more of a female, and he also thinks that he is not uh, a female also. It is he thinks that he's independent of a male or female, right? And his parents and his friends, everyone is making him understand that he's physically a male and that's why he is a male. So while speaking to his parents, I asked his father whether he would be wearing a sari if asked to, and he said, no, how can I do that, right? And immediately I told him that similarly your son also thinks that he's non-binary. How can you change that immediately? How can you force him to be that, right? So there are concepts of gender queer, there are other concepts which are coming up now. It is coming up, it was there earlier also. They are more speaking, yes, his gender is fluid. He writes they and them. He identifies himself with they them, like that, right? So absolutely right. So what is that we are suffering from? And just imagine the pressure on this boy. This is just an example. There could be other things also, likes and dislikes. That is also, affecting us. That if someone is not liking something, we are imposing that. And it is same for us also. We are not liking to do something, but we have to do it. And this acceptance, this non-acceptance is creating the rigidity. This rigidity of being judgmental, judgmental is actually affecting us. So how do we go about it? Momita says that we can help each other by just not judging anyone. But
Parthoda, can I share something?
yes, please.
Okay. What I feel personally, I may be wrong, uh, like with the improvement of lot of technologies, by the way we are going to a micro, nuclear, even minimized kind of family, somehow our expectations are increasing like anything. Like if, for example, if we say, if we look maybe 20-25 year down the line, there was no mobile phone, so there was only a land phone. If the kids are going out, they know they will be coming back within this time, and that parents were not that worried. But now, since there is a mobile phone, probably the parents are also expecting every 30 minutes, 1 hour, they will be updating what they are doing, where they are. But there is a lot of interference in the life of everyone. It's not about a kid or a parent or husband, wife, anyone. So a lot of interference is coming. And being a human, everybody has their own thought process. Even a thought process varies when it is in between the parent and the child. Uh, if it is a brother and sister, if it is a sibling, whatever. So the thought process varies, and somehow means we are trying to impose our thought process on the other person, which is creating lot of problem. So probably we need to give space. When we give space and accept the person how he or she is, there is no issue. Like a small example I will again share. I'll come across many parents when they complain in front of a forum that my child is not doing this, my child is not doing that. Lot of complaint. So and they start comparing in front of other person also, in presence of the child, like his or her son or daughter is doing this, but my child is not doing this. So how it will sound in front of a parent also, if the child will start comparing that his or her mother or father is like this, you are not doing this. So that is a similar kind of pain. So we should understand and give that space, that compatibility. We should allow the person to lead his or her life the way he or she is finding good. Nothing is good or bad, it's only our perception. So we should allow everyone to lead their life the way they are, and if we're accepting them the way they are, there is no complaint, there is no regret, there will not be any kind of issue in between any kind of relationship also, and there will be a healthy relationship. So that is what is my point of view.
Okay, thank you, Lopa, for that perspective. Thank you so much. Anyone else
So,
Thank you,
want to
Partho,
add? Yes, Devashish.
Partho, may I speak? Yeah.
Yes, yes, please.
So, my perspective on this is, if I go to the core of the matter, right? If we look at a generation back, right? So, the society, at least in the Eastern world, right? We were made to understand that, we live for everybody. We live in a family, in a joint family. Okay. A person lives for, like, the other members of the family, right? And so there was a good element of, mixed identity, I would say. Right? Slowly, with the changing world, we are made to believe, and that has got science behind it, that has got the developments behind it, that every individual is unique, and you actually first live for yourself and then you live for others. So be happy and make others happy, right? When it came to that, a man started understanding himself more deeply, right? And wanted to understand what is my happiness factor, right? And so what it comes down to is every other individual has different perspective of happiness, right? And nobody wants to have a shared happiness, because my happiness factor is not what the other person has, right? So accordingly, as per the current individualistic approach of society, which is more derived from the Western world, right? That I, what I am. So this I becomes very important from the we, right? So, we were kind of unknowingly doing a lot of compromises in the past, right? Not trying to be me and trying to think that what the collective wisdom allows me, right? But today it is like, I will look at others later. First, let me settle myself, right? So compromises are going away. In the process, what is happening is, and this is irreversible, let me tell you, we have to live with this, and we'll have to go to a dark world where every individual is a identity by himself, not having any set of intersection with the other person. It's kind of moving that way. And my thought is that we have to find the space of intersection between two, three, or hundreds of human beings within which we operate ourselves. Right? That probably is the solution, and we have to think hard. What is that? Right? For instance, between husband and wife, okay. So there was an absolute compromise at one point of time. So both lost their identity, and we used to say that, what he thinks, she thinks, right? But a time has come now when, you do yours, I do mine, but we understand each other. So here is the playground where we play between ourselves and we have together. So thanks, I said a lot, but
No, I think that was interesting, Devashish. What you just mentioned, I'll pick up two things from there, and maybe we can discuss it, or we can open it for the others to discuss about it. And it would be good if some of you can switch on the videos if possible, so that we can see each other and we can discuss it if it is possible. I know it's morning and you are in your housely comfort, so it's perfectly okay. Now, when I say that, there is an expectation that I have, right? The moment I have an expectation, if it's not fulfilled, I might be disappointed, and there can be a dejection, or I can feel rejected or whatever. What is very, very important, Devashish, as you said, that we do not want to get into shared happiness. No, first of all, happiness, is it a material world? Is it a material thing, or is it something which comes from inside? The second thing, is it a lack of respect that also is creating this lack of acceptance? By respect, I'm not saying, that I'm violent or I get into conflict, but what I mean to say is it that the other person's identity or his thought process, that is not being accepted also? So it's either black or white, right? Life is being treated either black or white. It is nothing is in between. So is it that, is it something like, if it is my reality, it is my reality, the other reality does not exist? Is it that? And can somewhere we look into the aspect of respect into acceptance also? Will that improve the situation? While we all are unique and have different identities, is it that accepting that this is another perspective can add to my value, the value of my life, the value of my thinking, and can I enrich myself instead of rejecting, feeling depressed, feeling anxious, feeling angry? Can we do that? Also, is, as someone just mentioned, that we look into, I think Lopa mentioned that, with the advent of technology, with the development, we are looking into the gadgets more, communicating less. Do we need to communicate more with each other, say a hello, instead of saying a hello on the birthday, on the WhatsApp? Can we call up the phone and say a hello? So I again open up for and we can also discuss on the perspective which Lopa, Momita, Aloknanda, Shubhajit just placed. So Snehaji, what do you think? Snehaji, uh, you have been with us, you have been practicing mindfulness for some time now. What perspective do you have on acceptance?
Acceptance means we have to accept, but means whatever discussion is going on, I feel it's very difficult. Nowadays, nobody have a time to listen to each other. Though it's a hello or hi, it's very limited that we speak with each other. It's a lack of time, or nobody is ready to listen each other. So it's very difficult, whatever I'm observing with our group and whatever discussion is going on. So I'm thinking, though it's easy to say, but it is very difficult to accept now.
So Partho, I'll just give you an example in sequence of this discussion. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure, Devashish. Sorry, I was on.
So as Sonali said this, I'm just reminded of a situation. So let us talk about certain situations, right? There is this husband-wife. Okay, they had a love marriage. They thought they had many things in common. Right? After some time, they realized there are a lot of differences, right? And one basic difference is the husband likes Bengali movies, the wife likes Hindi movies. So they kept on going to the movie hall, looking at getting into one of the movies. The other person was half, happy, right? And the acceptance was at certain stage that we go together to a movie hall. Okay, I walk into the Bengali hall, and she walks into the, let us say, the Hindi movie, and they come out half an hour here and there, and they go back home, probably happily. This was not the case in the past, right? Similarly, there is this somebody, a husband likes to go for a travel, a vacation, okay, and the wives like to party, right? She says that this weekend I will like to party with my friends. The husband says no, I am dead tired of my work. I want to go for a weekend vacation, right? Now I leave it to the group to think that under this situation, what is acceptance? How would the two accept? I mean, she does what she wants, he does what she does, or one of them step down from his or her point of view and thinks that, okay, since the other person likes to go for a vacation or the party, let me stay along. We can go a next time for the other thing, right? I mean, does that make sense? I mean, I'm just saying, I'm opening
Yes,
up
yes, it
for
does. It
Yes,
does.
yes.
discussion, right? Yeah. Do we encounter such situations, right? I mean, very simplistic, but
Okay.
you know, in the heart of things, when it comes to relationship, deeper and deeper, small incidences like this can become a volcano, right? Over a period of time, and that is where acceptance becomes so important.
Absolutely. I will share with you a chart. It is developed
Yeah.
by a psychologist called Carlo Moiso. I do not know whether you will be able to see it. This is the chart. Can you see? You can work out if you can just go in front. If you're, joined from a mobile, you can just look at it. So
Yeah, can
you
see.
can see, okay? Okay, fair enough. Now just look at it. So this is basically a stimulus, right? Internal or external. It can be a stressful stimulus or it can be a pleasurely stimulus. Now these are the four primary emotion which a person feels, right? Danger, damage, loss, satisfaction. So when someone thinks that I am not heard, right? I am not heard. It can be either a danger or a damage or a loss. Say, for example, a husband tells something to the wife that I want to go to a Hindi movie, and the wife says, no, I want to go for a Bengali movie, and there is a conflict. There is immediately a damage or a loss, or maybe a danger, depending on how they feel. Then there is a feeling of fear, anger, and sadness which comes up. Now, I'm not talking of what they're feeling, what is happening. I'm just coming to the absolute bottom part of it, that what they want is consolation, change, or reassurance from each other at three different situations, three different requirements are there. And if you see the bottom part, the internal part is acceptance. Acceptance. In the case where there is danger, oh, my existence is in danger. I am a wife. My existence in the family is endangered. It can happen after 10 years of marriage, 15 years of marriage. It is the reassurance someone wants from the other person. Acceptance of own limitations. Okay, I am going for a Hindi movie. I want to look into a Hindi movie. I understand I do not want to see a Bengali movie. It is my limitation. I accept it. And that can probably reveal or a lot of solutions, bring out a lot of solutions. Acceptance of others' limitations. Acceptance of the limits of the human condition. These acceptances can make a lot of change. I mean, we will understand that, there is a saying, there is a belief which says the person with the highest flexibility has the ability to influence others the most. The person with highest flexibility has the ability to influence others most. Here, flexibility means acceptance. There is another thought which comes in, that every person, when he reacts or behaves, at that point, that is the best choice for him. Understand this. So if we understand these two philosophies, I think a lot of things will become clear. And Carlo Moiso, when he developed this, right, it is in the year 1984. It is called the feeling loop. But little that we realized that these three, acceptance of own limitations, acceptance of others' limitation, acceptance of the limits of the human condition, that would be so critical in today's days. While I stop sharing this, I will be sharing with you another very, very interesting wheel. I do not know whether you can see it. It is based on Carlo Moiso's feeling loop. You see, every feeling that we have, the primary feelings here, anger, fear, sadness, right? Damage or caused by damage or loss or by danger. Now, if you see the final, all these are, I'm not asking you to, or, I'm just giving an example. All this outer circle that you can see, outer circle, they can all be actually cured through acceptance. Say, for example, someone is hurt, suffering, angry, and hurt. So if someone is suffering, he will either be angry or be hurt. If someone is feeling sad, he's depressed or sorrow. Now, what are the terminologies that you hear today the most? What are the terminologies? If you ask someone how you're feeling, what is the feeling that comes out today?
I'm feeling relaxed and great.
No, I'm not asking about you. What is the feeling that you hear all around in today's world, Sonali? That is what I'm asking.
People generally say I'm very stressed.
Yes.
A lot of times we hear that word.
Depressed.
Depressed, stressed, right? Now let me take depressed. Let me take depressed, right? So depressed is a part of sadness. So why is he depressed? And why? What makes him depressed? He probably does not know, because that is a feeling which he has got. Now he can be depressed because of several reasons. And there are several cases, there are several instances where people, when they hear that person out, just by hearing, someone mentioned that we do not have the time to listen. If we just have the time to listen and listen to them, that depression, the sense of depression will come out. Snehaji was absolutely, yes, Lopa, I'll just come to you.
Yes.
Thank you. Just sorry. Yeah. So Snehaji just mentioned we do not have time. Can we change it to I do not have time? Today, I do not have time. If someone calls me, my friend has come from abroad, I've not been able to meet him. It is not that I'm able to meet him, I'm not meeting him. The moment I take that responsibility, I think, things might become easier. So taking responsibility, and as Snehaji said, we do not have the time to listen. It is not easy. Absolutely, it is not easy. It is that we do not have time. Now, can we change that? Can we change that we to me? Can we change the perspective? I'm not having time. I'm not giving time. Can we change it to time? Might be we have, might be we are not giving. Can we look into that introspection? Yes, Lopa, sorry.
Yes, Patud, I was exactly trying to say that, like, we need to set our priorities. Time is 24 hours for everybody. So it's not that if maybe 1 year back we could call up and talk to a person. We are not that busy today that we can't call up the person and give a personal touch while talking, and we're just copying, pasting a message in WhatsApp or somewhere in Facebook and we are sharing. But somehow we have prioritized our things. Like if I'll say more or less, we are busy with our phone, somehow rolling around the social media, which is quite unproductive. Similarly, we're doing many unproductive works throughout the day. So if we can just identify those, probably we have lot of time to do lot many productive works. So it's all about prioritizing, because if we were able to do the same task a few days back or few years back, I don't think we are that busy now. Just we need to prioritize the thing. That is what I wanted to say.
Okay. Since you have brought in that perspective, and till now we have discussed why that acceptance is not there, can we now get into a different aspect? What we can do to increase acceptance? And I would request everyone to, if someone cannot, if you cannot speak, or I can understand the network is not good, you can type it in the chat also. What can we do to increase acceptance? What is that we can help us with? Because mental well-being is the most crucial fact, and WHO, the World Health Organization, has identified depression, anxiety as one of the pandemics. And it is also said that in the next 5 years, the amount of people, the quantity of people that they would get into depression and anxiety is huge, is just huge. And I can feel that as a person, I can feel that as a counselor, I can feel that as a coach, I can feel that people, when they're coming helpless, right? Be more empathetic. Okay. And what do we do being more empathetic? So being empathetic, how do we become more empathetic? How do we show empathy to others? Respect each other and be more non-judgmental. Approach all with love and compassion. Be non-judgmental. Me time, we time. Okay, we can just speak to each other, spend some me time and we time. Okay, respect each other and be non-judgmental.
Always try to look the good part of the person or good part of the situation. If you look into it, the acceptance becomes very easy.
Good part. Okay.
Yes.
Good part of it. So look into the good part of it. Okay. Alaknanda, can you? Yes. Alaknanda, can you be a little more? So it's a very good point, empathetic. How do we show this empathy to others? Because when I'm becoming more empathetic, it is internal, right? How do we show it externally? It's a very good point, which if you elaborate on the chat, or you can say, that would be helpful.
Like, I'll go back to my first, like what I said first. So instead of looking or judging a person from my internal frame of reference, if I can from my external frame of reference, if I can look at the other individual's frame of reference, his frame of reference, what his feelings are, right? We mostly look at the behavior of a person, but we never try to touch the feeling of a person, right? So that we need to do. That is the first step. And secondly, what you said, which is so important, that maybe we won't be able to do anything, but if we just listen to the person carefully, if he feels that he is being heard, I think a lot of problems will be solved. And then, the external things, behave like our external behavior can be more understanding, helping him out, standing by him, just standing by him. That will also, help in certain cases. I feel that's it, Parthada.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alaknanda. So basically, there is a model which is very important, very commonly used, but so important. That's the iceberg model. What we can see, the behavior of a person is just the 1/8 of what it is there. The 7/8, it's called an iceberg model because most of it is hidden deep inside. And if we just understand what is deep inside, if we speak to them, if we listen to them, so speaking, listening, giving time, communication is probably one of the solutions, and that is empathy. Thank you so much. We can just speak to each other, me time and we time. Very, very important. Very important. We time, I think more than me time, we time, husband and wife sitting in the dining table, speaking to your children, right? In the dining table, I was speaking to one of the parents, a father of a teenager, and he was mentioning, we all sit in the dining table, but my wife is busy scrolling the mobile. I'm busy scrolling the mobile. My son is also busy scrolling the mobile. We all of us are sitting together scrolling the mobile. No one is with each other. No one is with each other. So Momita's point, we time without the gadget, I think it's very important. If the gadget is not there, I think we will speak more. Right? And Sadhguru said in one of his speeches, someone asked him, how do we be away from the mobile? So he mentioned, don't charge it when it gets discharged. Right? So he told in a very humorous way, but I think that's so true. Okay. Devashish, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, Partho. So basically, yeah, I fully agree with you on the we time. So what it is coming down to, it's a question of values and ethics, changing values and ethics, right, of today. Now, the moment we come out of this meeting, we'll be what we are. What we heard today will hardly make much difference. It would have a lingering effect for some time, but the fact of the matter is practice, right? And where do you practice? You practice human relations where there are humans, right? And what is happening today is, if I don't like a person, okay, I delete him on the Facebook. Okay, I don't want to, I'm not hearing him, I don't want to hear him, I mute him. Okay, and all those things, right? It's very simple in a social media or whatever to do such things. So I think one of the basic playgrounds where we can experiment with the change, I mean, how we can recoil the changing values is to, have meetings, go over and meet people, understand their body languages, okay, and think beyond yourself that, compassion and empathy, whatever we are saying, those are big, big words, right? But when it comes to actual practice, we hardly do things, right? So we have to experiment them there. Think about at least this generation of us who have seen the past where we saw some certain family values, right? And we got to educate the people as we go along, which is not happening in the true sense, because practice what you preach, right? We ourselves are not able to practice. Today, everybody's mobile is a secured place where people have passwords, right? I don't know what is going on in my wife's or my son's heart and mind. They don't want to reveal. So also, I don't want to reveal myself. It never happened that way. There were open conversations. There were open challenges thrown on people. Okay, when we get together, and that's very important to get together and have conversation, communication. Okay, expose yourself. Forget about the password. I'm as transparent as that. Okay, open it and see. I don't have anything private. If there is any private, it is there in my mind and heart. So, yeah, so it's a cultural issue which we have to, recoil and come back into the Eastern philosophies that people have taught us, right, over the years. Otherwise, if we go this way, the moment I walk out of this, I'm going to practice what I think is good for me, which is like, my own good. So I never think of we at every moment that we walk into the various, social things.
Also, Devashish, is it a time to change from the we to I? That I do not give time. I am, not accepting it. Has a time come when speaking, when we point fingers at others and ourselves, can we change it to ourselves? Like, say, for example, while speaking, now I can realize that there is an old, very aged aunt of mine, Pishi, right? We Bengali, we call Pishi, who is ailing. And I have not been able, I'm not able, I've not gone and met her for a long time. And she's longing to meet me. Can I take this responsibility, take action, go and meet and come back? It might take some time out of my life, but the happiness that it is going to give that 83-year-old lady, I think that would be great. And if I accept what I can do, I'm not doing, if I can accept what I am today, others are not, and to accept others as they are, I think, yes, what Moumita says, understand the pattern of the other person and follow the pattern. It is not necessary, Moumita, I will disagree on this point. I'll agree on the first point. Understand the pattern and respect it. You might not follow that pattern, but respect it, right? And if possible, yes, follow it. If not possible, respect it. Because you are wearing a glass with glasses with a red lens, and someone is wearing glasses with a blue lens. Obviously, my world will be red and his world will be blue, but he cannot do anything. He's wearing a blue lens. He cannot change it. He can change it, but that would take some time. As I told, this father of that boy, that would you wear a sari if I asked you? He said, no, that's absurd. I said, perfect. Then you cannot accept, you cannot expect your son to wear the dress which, you want. He will wear it. And if you can change that, you have to discuss with him, accept him first, listen to him first, and then change the views. If you do not know the other person's views, how are you going to change it or change yourself? So I think one of the very, very important components which came out was respect, giving time, and as a group over here, what we can do also has come out. Devashish has given lovely suggestions. Momita has suggested, Shubhojit has suggested, Snehaji has suggested, Aloknanda has suggested, Lopa has suggested, Sonali has suggested, all of us have suggested, right? So while coming back, and while I will come to the end of this session, I will again share this with you. This is something which actually very, very close to my heart. If you see, the internal elaboration which is given there is autonomy, and the result is spontaneity and intimacy. Spontaneity and intimacy. It comes of acceptance of others' limitations. This is he, this is me. Acceptance of my limitation. Being imperfect is perfect. Being imperfect is okay. We do not know what perfection is. We do not know what will be added in my life tomorrow. Acceptance of the limits of the human condition. 100 meters cannot be run in a second. It will take some time for that person to complete it, right? Acceptance of good. What is good to me might not be good to you. If it is 9 from one side, it is 6 from other side. If we all sitting in a circle, it's 9 from me, from Shubhajit, it is 6. For Momita, it might not be any number. For Aloknanda sitting on the sides, it might not be any number. So whether it's a 9 or 6, we have to change sides. If I have to look at, Shubhajit has to see 9, he has to come to my side. My side does not mean he will follow me. My side means accepting me, to understand the perspective. We will end this session, but before that, yes, take ownership of your action. Absolutely. Me, I have not done this. I accept I have not gone and met my aged aunt who is 83 years old and she's waiting for me to come. So we come to the end of this session. I do not know whether it is added value to others. It has done to me. Any other thought, any closing comment, Kunal, Sanjay ji? If you all can say, then that would be great.
Can I speak, sir?
Of course, sir. I requested you to speak.
Yeah, just on a lighter note. So Devashish ji has asked that, if a wife wants to see another movie and a husband wants to see another movie, just on a lighter note, I want to say that I normally just watch what my wife wants to watch and I just accept, and that's what makes me happy, and that's what makes the whole family happy.
Good. I think you are a wise person.
Yeah. Yeah, but overall, I think we all have shared our ideas on accepting the people they are, accepting the way we are, and I think Devashish ji shared a wonderful example as well, that we should meet more, we should gather more, and I think that is a right way. So that way we can share ideas and accept each other more, and be more interactive and be more happy. So that is what I also agree to it. So thank you so much for this wonderful session.
Thank
sir,
you,
and
Kunal.
everybody.
Thank you, Kunal. And also one thing which I would like to share is practice what you preach is very, very important. Walk the talk. Walk the talk. Take up the phone, speak to others, but visit others also. Listen to others. I think that is very important. That is very important. Devashish, you wanted to say something. You unmuted yourself. Yes.
No, I wanted to thank you that today morning, at least, from this we can take 1 or 2 steps ahead, which is, constructive, and we watch it, what is the outcome of doing this or that. It's important to watch, which is basically the awareness part, and then we improvise upon it. But if we do it involuntarily and don't watch the consequences, we will not be able to take steps ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Devashish, another very important point you have brought at the end of the session, awareness. Don't, I mean, I think it is better not to change anyone. It is better to be aware of the others. Yes, Sonali. Sonali, you have raised your hand.
Yeah. So what I understand with this session, we are perfectly perfect for ourselves, but we might not be perfect. We are perfectly imperfect for others. We have to accept it. We have to accept the situations accordingly, and we have to go ahead, as Devashish said, right.
Thank you so much. And once again, before I end, I would like to share with everyone that we meet every day at 7:15 for a small practice of mindfulness. So I would invite all of you, those who are able to join on any of the days, do join. And thank you so much, Sonali, Devashish, Snehaji, Sanjayji, Shubhajit, Aloknanda, Kakuli Madam, Kunal and Lopamutra, and Momita for joining today. Thank you so much. And Shubhajit, I would request you to join us more often. We miss you.
Vastuda, thank you so much. Mane, I know I should also be more regular, but I take responsibility of that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aloknanda. You have added flavor to this discussion. Thank you so much. Momita, thank you. And we meet again. We be in touch with everyone. We all need each other, right? And let's take advantage of this group in being in touch. And as Devashish and Kunal said sometimes back, they called each other. Kunal called Devashish and they just had an aimless discussion. Let us have aimless discussions whenever we feel, right? I can call any one of you and let's be in touch. Thank you so much. Have a great week ahead. Om Shanti, and let today be the happiest day. Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you so much.